marks. Cost accounting techniques, that is related to standard costing, marginal costing, then budgetary control, that is there for 30 marks. Okay, so again I will suggest to all of you, start your studies, and I am also going to teach to all of you from your cost accounting techniques only. That is हम लोग start किससे करेंगे आप लोगों का marginal cost, that is your marginal costing, standard costing, budgetary costing. Okay, that is the 3 chapters which I can say a conceptualized, important as well as simple, and practically you can solve also and you can learn also. So वो 30 marks आप लोगों का सबसे important होगा, वो सबसे base होगा आप लोगों का. For देखो मैं आप लोगों को बताता हूँ, this one. So for this base of 3 chapter, you will gain minimum to minimum 30 marks, like you're getting in your exam for 30 marks. So if you do very well these 3 chapters, you're doing very well. So understand, in this subject minimum to minimum 20 marks you will be getting. मतलब 20 marks कहीं पे नहीं गए अगर ये 3 chapters आप लोगों ने अच्छे से किया. That is your marginal, standard and budgetary. Okay, so that is there. Okay, now ये 3 chapter आप लोगों का very much important. 30 marks के लिए आप लोगों को एग्जाम में आएगा. We are going to start from this only, this section only, and 30 में से कम हम लोगों को 25 कैसे भी करके ऐसे गेन करना. We have to score minimum to minimum 25 from this section. And see, they have very clearly they have written, you have everything over here is basic. All your basic sums related to marginal, basic sums related to standard, basic sums related to your budgetary control. Okay, so all basic things you have. Okay, so that is there. Then your second is your method of costing. Okay, in your method of costing you have all the chapters of costing. Acha, what do you understand by the term called costing? First of all, that is also important. So costing is your technique. Costing is your technique to ascertain the cost of the product. It means ascertain the cost of the product or cost of any activity. It means, for example, I am saying मटेरियल के लिए आप लोगों का टोटल कॉस्ट इंकर्ड हुआ है 50,000. मैं क्या बोलता हूँ, मटेरियल के लिए टोटल कॉस्ट कितना इंकर्ड हुआ है 50,000. सो हाउ दैट 50,000 इज इन यू हैव इंकर्ड, हाउ दैट कॉस्ट इज टोटल इन 50,000. सो हम लोगों ने ट्रांसपोर्टेशन का पे किया, कुछ टैक्सेशन पे किया, कुछ मटेरियल को लोडिंग अनलोडिंग का पे किया. ठीक है, सो टोटल ऑफ ऑल दोस थिंग्स विल बी कॉल्ड एज योर 50,000 व्हिच विल बी consider for your material, जो हम लोग मटेरियल के लिए कंसिडर करेंगे. सो दैट इज व्हाट इज कॉल्ड एज योर कॉस्टिंग. ओके, सो डिफरेंट सेक्शन वाइज हम लोग फाइंड आउट करते हैं कि आप लोगों का कौन से एलिमेंट के लिए कितना कॉस्ट इंकर्ड हुआ. दैट इज व्हाट इज योर कॉस्टिंग टेक्निक. ओके, ओके, then this is also going, you are going to get for 30 marks. Okay, now total you have 5 sections over here, 5 chapters or 5 topics I can say. First is your job costing, which is very much simple. हम लोग एकदम 100% स्ट्रांग हो जाएंगे कि जॉब कॉस्टिंग का कोई भी सामान दो, वी कैन सॉल्व इट वेरी सिंपल, वेरी इजीली. ओके, दैट इज अबाउट योर जॉब कॉस्टिंग. सेकंड, देन बैच कॉस्टिंग. सेम हाउ you was having a job costing. Job costing is like for a particular job. For example, मैंने आपको बोला कि you do one thing, I'm giving you some raw material, उसको यूज करके फिनिश कुछ बनाओ. जैसे कि I'm giving you some आटा, using that atta make a papad. How Lijjat Papad company gave it to the different varieties of peoples in the Gujarat, and they tell them you make a papad from that atta and give it to us back. So they are assigning them some variety of job. So that job, if you're completing, how much cost you are going to incur for that particular job, that is what called as your job costing. Okay, this is your job costing. Then second is your batch costing. See, batch costing is, for example, is for a companies like Bisleri companies there. So now Bisleri company or any sort of company like a biscuit manufacturing company, Parle-G company. So in a one batch, they fix a variety of like number of products. For example, at the one time, they are not manufacturing only and only one bottle of water. That is one Bisleri water. So they will be manufacturing at with one batch 1,000 number of bottles, 10,000 number of bottles. So that is what your batch cost. So for that thing, we are going to calculate in a one batch, if we are putting a 10,000 number of bottles, how much cost I'm going to incur. That is what is your batch cost. Okay. Then your contract costing. Now contract costing is something related to construction contract if you have given to some organization. So for completing that construction, completing that some activity, how much total cost the company's contractor is going to incur, how much profit the contractor is going to earn. That is all we will be calculating using the contract costing. Okay, there we use contract costing. So this 3 chapters, no, it's very simple. I can say job costing is very much simple. Then your batch costing also simple. Contract costing you require a little but your practice and your hard work. Okay, but that is also simple one. Then about your process costing. Process costing, I won't say it's a difficult chapter, but it is a technical chapter. Why, sir, process costing you're calling as a technical chapter? Because see, manufacturing a mobile phone, if I'm giving an example, it goes through the 3 stages. First stage, we purchase the software and we try to fix that software. That is your first stage. After that, second stage, we install all software and we assemble them together. That is your second stage. Then the third stage is to combining and everything and making the one mobile phone product, that is packing and everything you're doing and making a finished product of mobile phone. So that is your third step. Okay. So one was your software and all, first process. Second was installing, and third one fixing and making the final product. Okay, so that is there. So for each process wise, what is the profit that process one has earned, second has earned, and third has earned? What was the finished goods from the process one, then process two, then process three? So सबसे best example, the sugar cane companies uses their sugar cane juices or all those things for making the sugar. ओके, सो उसमें भी डिफरेंट डिफरेंट प्रोसेस होते हैं. सो हर एक प्रोसेस में देखो, फर्स्ट प्रोसेस में हम लोगों ने शुगर कैन का जो है लिक्विड फॉर्म में वी हैव कन्वर्टेड, सो इट बिकम्स लेस इन क्वांटिटी. सेकंड प्रोसेस में वी आर मेकिंग रिफाइनरी एंड ऑल, उसको क्लीन एंड ऑल करने का काम कर रहे हैं और थोड़ा सा कम हो जाता है. एंड थर्ड, उसमें जो भी हम लोगों को न्यूट्री जो भी आप लोगों का होता है वो सब चेक एंड ऑल करके देन वी फाइनलाइज किया दिस वी कैन यूज फॉर कन्वर्टिंग इनटू द शुगर एंड वी कन्वर्टेड. दैट इज योर थर्ड प्रोसेस. उसमें थोड़ा और कम हो जाएगा, कंज्यूम एंड ऑल होके थोड़ा और लेस हो जाएगा. सो दैट इज योर प्रोसेस. So that is your process costing. Okay, so we have different methods for process costing. Okay, that is there. And the last one in this your method of costing is of operating costing. Operating costing is generally related to, for example, companies like hotel industries, then your transportation industry, then your hospital, then your cinema halls. So here see, they operate for number of people. First of all, they are providing services. They are not manufacturing any kind of product. But BST bus, we are traveling through the BST bus, so they are providing us services. Then we are watching movies in the theater, they are providing us services. Then we are using the hospital for some disease, they are providing us services. We are using hotels or guest house, they are providing us services. So operating cost is also called as your service cost. So for they provide this element of services not only for a single person, they provide for bunch of people. For example, bus has a sitting capacity of 50 passenger. So at the time they can provide the same services to the 50 persons. Same way cinema hall, your movie theaters has a capacity of I can say 50 audience. So they at the time they are providing services for the 50 audiences. So using that technique, we need to find out how much we should charge for one person. Now देखो, मैंने मूवी जो भी रन किया उसमें 10,000 का कॉस्ट हो. So that 10,000 is for all the 50 guests who is watching the movies. Now 10,000 is for 50 guests. Then how much for one guest? 10,000 divided by 50. That is what we are going to do. So this way we will be calculating your operating cost. Okay. So ये चारों, all 5 chapters, that is also simple. But more than this, I say your cost accounting techniques. That is your marginal, standard, budgetary is the simple thing. 30 में से वहां पे से 25 minimum to minimum आना ही चाहिए. ठीक है, that is there. Then your method of costing, again that is for your 30 marks. So you this out of this 30, minimum to minimum you should get 20 marks. Minimum to minimum you should get 20 marks. Okay. So you're starting all those chapters, job, batch, contract. This is all simple chapter. You should solve as much as possible and you should gain 20 marks from this section. Okay. So what we are considering out of this two section, first one for 25, second one is 20, total comes to 45. So ये दो सेक्शन से आप लोग पास हो जाओगे if you give your all dedication. Okay. Now about the first section, क्या सर उसको पूरा हम लोगों को skip करना है? No, you have to study that part also, because we are not studying only to pass, we are studying to get a exemption that is more than 60 and more than 70 marks. So that first section will be helpful. See, in first section, first chapter is nothing but all your theoretical part, I can say. What do you understand by the term called cost? What do you understand by the term called accounting, cost accounting, financial accounting? What is the difference between the cost accounting and financial accounting? How many types of cost is there? Okay. What are the classification of cost are there? That is, for example, variable, semi-variable, fixed, all those things. So that is they asked in your objective, like 4 to maximum 4 marks they ask. Okay, for your first chapter. Then in your second topic, which is your element of cost, we have three variety of topics. Three, not, I can say four variety of topics. First is your material cost. All expenses related to material we use over here, and we find a technique how much material stock we have to maintain, how much material we should purchase, what is the value of the materials held in a stock. So that is all what we do over here. That is your material cost. ठीक है. So उसमें हम लोग क्या करते हैं, आप लोगों का वो वैल्यूएशन करना हो गया, ऑर्डर कितना करना है हम लोगों को, इन्वेंटरी कितने का मेंटेन करना है. दैट इज ऑल व्हाट वी आर गोइंग टू कैलकुलेट. Okay, material cost. Second, employee cost. आप लोगों ने कभी ना कभी you might have studied in your undergraduation or any year. Employee cost is related to, for a completion of a particular job, how much total cost we have incurred from the employee side. Employees is also includes the person who is working in a factory. For this purpose, for this chapter, it means employee cost is not only means a salary, it means wages as well as salary. Okay, so different formulas and different authors method they have given. Using that, we need to calculate all those things. Okay, then there is 2 or 3 maximum sums are there related to direct expenses. Okay, that is enough. That is only there in your module also. And the fourth one is your overheads. You can understand the term called overheads. Overhead means your factory cost, all your factory cost what you have incurred. So that is what called as your overheads. Okay, so anything your rent you are paying for your factory, any expenses related to the machine we are using in your factory, ठीक है, वो सब का हम लोगों को यहाँ पे कैलकुलेट करना है. एंड वी ऑल्सो हैव टू रिपोर्ट कि हम लोगों ने ज्यादा पे किया है कि कम पे किया, दैट इज अंडर एब्जॉर्ब और ओवर एब्जॉर्ब. सो डिफरेंट आप लोगों के चैप्टर्स है. एंड दिस इज ऑल्सो इम्पोर्टेंट है गाइस, दिस ओवरहेड का पार्ट इज ऑल्सो इम्पोर्टेंट टू ऑल ऑफ यू. Okay, out of this all four I can say overhead is the most important part, very much important. Okay, after that this your cost accounting standard is nothing but your 3 to 4 pages theoretical chapter, 3 to 4 pages maximum I can say. Even if they are giving 10 to 15 printed pages in your book, no, important for your studies is only 3 to 4 chapters that I will be giving marking and explaining to all of you. Don't worry about that. ठीक है, वो हो गया. Then your cost bookkeeping. In your cost bookkeeping, you have a varieties of chapters like integrated and non-integrated. होता था ना, stores ledger control account, general ledger control account, WIP ledger control account, finished goods ledger control account. ठीक है, so that is all your integrated, non-integrated. That is there. Then reconciliation statement. What do you understand by the term called reconciliation statement? हम लोग क्या करते थे, कॉस्टिंग में कुछ प्रॉफिट अलग आ रहा है, फाइनेंस में कुछ प्रॉफिट अलग आ रहा है, तो उसका रीजन क्या है, वो रीजन फाइंड आउट करने के लिए वी यूज्ड टू गो फॉर अ रिकंसिलिएशन. ठीक है, सो दैट इज देयर योर रिकंसिलिएशन. एंड वन मोर थिंग you have, that is your cost sheet. Over you also have your cost sheet. So cost sheet बना के हम लोगों को फाइंड आउट करना है कि पर्टिकुलर प्रोडक्ट के लिए टोटल कॉस्ट मैंने कितना इंकर्ड किया. ठीक है, वो टोटल कॉस्ट में क्या क्या मैंने पे किया, क्या क्या मेरे को पे करना चाहिए था, नहीं करना चाहिए था, ऑल दोस थिंग. ओके, okay, so that is that. So this is your cost bookkeeping. Okay, so this is you're going to get, this is you're going to get for I can say 25 marks. 20 to 25 marks. And this material, employee, direct expenses, overhead also 20 to 20 marks, 20 to 25 marks. So this two term is very important to all of you. Cost bookkeeping and your element of cost in your first section. Okay. So again, the moment when we will be studying all this topic, I will give marking, I will say which is exam oriented sums and all those things. Okay. And the last thing, how much we should expect from this section. So we should expect minimum to minimum 25 marks, 25 marks from this section. Minimum I'm saying. Because all these sums we are going to solve, we are going to practice, we are going to revise. Okay. So minimum you should expect 25 marks from this your first section. Okay, that is your first section. Okay, so 25 from here, 20 from your second section, that is your method of costing, and 25 from your third section, that is your cost accounting technique. Total comes to 70. So our target is to score minimum 70. Maximum has no limit. Minimum to score 70. Okay, so that is your about your syllabus. What are all the chapters, what are the sections you have? Anyone wants to ask anything related to that? Any doubt to anyone? Okay, can we start with any topic? Can we start with a practical sum for today now? Okay, take it. See, I'm starting with my syllabus only. I'm starting with my marginal cost chapter only. Okay, we will be solving some of the sum of marginal cost, one or two sum. Just give me a minute. I will open one folder which has the formulas and everything of your marginal cost. Just give me a minute. So we will be starting with your topic, that is your marginal cost. Just 2 minutes will wait. There is a voice related to that prayers. Just 2 minutes, then we will resume. Okay, just 2 minutes. Okay. Before starting to your topic marginal cost, first we will be discussing about your this thing, about your types of cost. Types of cost on the basis of behavior. Okay. Before starting to your marginal cost, we will be discussing about your types of cost on the basis of behavior. So on the basis of behavior, you have two types of cost. On the basis of behavior, you have two types of cost. One is your variable cost and second is your fixed cost. One is your variable cost and second is your fixed cost. Okay. What do you understand by the term called variable cost? What do you understand by the term called fixed cost? Okay. Now, variable cost means it is something which is related to, which is dependent upon your number of units, which is completely dependent upon your production. Okay. That is what is your variable cost is. For example, I am manufacturing some finished product, that is, for example, your mobile phone. Okay. अब मोबाइल फोन मैन्युफैक्चर करने के लिए आई रिक्वायर द सॉफ्टवेयर एंड दैट ऑल द इनपुट्स ऑफ द मोबाइल फोन. सो दैट इज व्हाट कॉल्ड एज योर रॉ मटेरियल. ठीक है, हम लोग उसको क्या बोलते हैं, रॉ मटेरियल. नाउ अंडरस्टैंड दिस थिंग. If I'm manufacturing one mobile phone, I have to pay at least minimum to minimum ₹10. कम से कम मुझे कितना पे करना है? ₹10 पे करना है for the raw material. I'm just giving an example, normal example. If I'm manufacturing one mobile phone, minimum to minimum, I have to pay ₹10 for the raw material of your mobile phone. Okay. Now understand, if I'm manufacturing 100 mobile phone, I'm manufacturing 100 mobile phone, then how much total cost of raw material I have to pay? 100 into 10 we will do. So that comes to 1000. So for 100 mobile phone total, we will be incurring ₹1000. Okay. Now next second example. For example, I am manufacturing 500 mobile phones. How much? 500 mobile phones. Now one raw material has ₹10 cost. If I'm manufacturing 500 mobile phone, it means I have to pay total ₹5000. I have to pay total ₹5000. Okay, correct. Yes. So total variable cost will be for me 5000. So variable cost is something which is always and always depends upon your number of units. Depends upon यहाँ पे number of units के ऊपर पूरा dependent. How your number of unit increases, your variable cost will increase. How your number of unit decreases, your variable cost will decrease. Okay, that is what is your variable cost. Okay, so it is always and always constant in per unit, and it changes with your number of units. Okay, so if your number of unit increases, variable cost will increase. Your number of unit decreases, variable cost will decrease. Okay, that is there. Now variable cost is done. Now second is your fixed cost. Fixed cost. What do you understand by the term called fixed cost? So fixed cost is something which is fixed in your total, which is constant in total. For example, factory rent. Okay. Now I have a factory, a rented premises for which I am paying rent of ₹1 lakh per month. For example, per month I am paying ₹1 lakh. So for example, in the month of August, I have manufactured only 1000 units. How much rent I'm going to pay? ₹1 lakh. In the month of September, I have manufactured 5000 units. How much rent I'm going to pay? ₹1 lakh. In the month of October, I am manufacturing 10,000 units. How much rent I'm going to pay? ₹1 lakh. In the month of November, I have not manufactured any number of units, but still, how much total rent I'm going to pay? ₹1 lakh. So it is your fixed cost. It has no relation with your number of units. Whenever your number of unit increases or decreases, it has no effect on it. It will be always and always constant in total. Whether you're manufacturing more unit or less unit or no unit, that is what is your fixed cost. It will be always and always constant in total. Take care. That is about your fixed cost. Take care. Okay. Now we are done with variable. We are done with fixed. Okay. Now there is one more variant, that is semi-variable, but that we are not going to study tomorrow, today in your demo. We will be studying this when we are going to start with your first chapter in your normal lectures. Okay. So for today, for starting with the marginal cost chapter, we are enough with this two theory, that is variable and fixed. So variable is constant in per unit, fixed in constant in total. Okay, chalo. Now we will come to the formulas what we are going to use for your marginal costing. So this is all your formulas we are going to use for marginal costing. See, first we have to prepare, we need to prepare your statement. We need to prepare your statement. Okay. Now in statement, how I am going to prepare? Here you can see, first we will be writing your number of units, okay. So how much units I am manufacturing, that is what I'm going to write. Then three columns will be there, three columns. One will be your particulars, second will be your total value, and third will be your per unit. Okay, per unit. Okay. Now in particulars, what all details I have? First, sales value. Okay, आप लोगों ने कितने का सेल्स किया. Then from sales, I will be reducing your variable cost. Okay, sales minus your variable cost. Then I will be getting your contribution. That is your contribution. Now out of contribution, I will reduce your fixed cost. Contribution से मैं आप लोगों का fixed cost minus करूँगा. Then I will be getting my profit. तो आप लोगों को क्या मिलेगा? Profit. So this is your statement. Statement कैसा होता है आप लोगों का? Sales minus variable cost comes to contribution. Contribution minus your fixed cost. Then your profit. Okay. Then your profit. Now total में देखो सब जगह पे हम लोग amount लिख रहे हैं. And per unit में we are writing only till contribution, till your contribution. Sales में से VC निकाला और contribution. Okay. Now this is all your formula. Okay. This is all your formula. So contribution में देखो first क्या आप लोगों का, first is your लोगों ने अब तक ये आप लोगों का टेबल करके यूज किया, that is sales minus variable cost. So same formula see over here also, sales minus variable cost. Okay. The different things are there, वो हम लोगों को अभी नहीं, आगे जब हम लोग proper chapter में आएंगे that time we will be starting. Okay. ये हो गया. तो normal with the help of your this thing, your format, we will get your contribution. Second formula is your PV ratio. That is your PV ratio. So PV ratio stands for profit volume ratio. Okay. Formula for PV ratio is contribution upon sales into 100. Okay. Generally, we are going to use this formula only. Contribution upon sales into 100. Okay. ये हो गया. Now, what do you understand by the term called contribution? What do you understand by the term called PV ratio? वो भी समझना बहुत ज़्यादा जरूरी है. Okay. So now contribution का मतलब क्या हो गया? How much this product is contributing to your profit, total profit of a company, or you can say how much this product is contributing to the overall profit of the company. So overall company के profit में कितना contribute कर रहा है? That is what we are going to get. Okay. Then PV ratio. PV ratio, that is profit volume ratio. Profit volume ratio का मतलब क्या हो गया कि what is the profit rate we have with the particular product, so that we calculate with the help of a contribution upon sales into 100. ठीक है, ये हो गया. Then third one, ये जो assumption and all that we will be solving in the next time, don't worry. Third one is your break even point of sales. It is your break even. So break even point of sales. So what do you understand by the term called break even? So break even means it is a situation where you have no profit, no loss. Where you have no profit, no loss. Okay. So no profit, no loss. So for example, initially I have started my business. So I'm not earning any profit, but at least I don't have any loss. Okay. For example, I'm investing 2 lakh rupees. So that same 2 lakh I have recovered from doing the business. Okay. That is my break even point. I have no profit, no loss. So it is zero. Okay. No profit, no loss. Or you can say your total sales is equals to total cost. Your total sales is equals to total cost. So formula for your break even is, if you're calculating your break even in number of units, your formula will be fixed cost upon contribution per unit. Fixed cost upon contribution per unit. If you're using your break even point of sale, you're calculating in value, your formula will be fixed cost upon PV ratio. Fixed cost upon PV ratio. Okay, that is your break even. Then the last one is your margin of safety. Margin of safety. What do you understand by the term called margin of safety? So margin of safety means is a situation where your break even has been finished. Your break even has been finished, and now you are at the profit situation. So you started earning the profit. Okay. And after some of the years when your startup has been emerged as a developing or a growth company, so that is the situation when you will start earning the profit. So that is what called as your margin of safety. That is your margin of safety. So when you're calculating margin of safety, if you're calculating in units, your formula will be profit upon contribution per unit. Your formula will be profit upon contribution per unit. If you're calculating in value, your formula will be profit upon PV ratio. If you're calculating in value, your formula will be profit upon PV ratio. Okay. This is for your margin of safety. Okay. It is an level where your total sale excess over the break even. So it is a situation when you started crossing your break even and making more sales. It means you started earning the profit. Okay. So formula क्या है? Units है तो profit upon contribution per unit. Value है तो profit upon PV ratio. That is it. And one last formula, then we will be solving your sum. That is your required sales. Formula says required sales. For example, I'm planning to earn, sell sum of rupees 10 lakh. Or for example, I will give you, I'm planning to earn, that is a earn profit of rupees 10 lakh. So if I am in a plan to earn a profit of rupees 10 lakh, then how much sales I have to do to earn a profit of rupees 10 lakh? So that is the situation when we are going to use this formula. That is your required sales formula. So this formula you will be used as if you have some sort of money, for example, 15 lakh you want to earn. So to earn a 15 lakh, how much total sales you will be making? So that is, you will use this formula and you will understand how much sales you are required to make. Okay. So your formula is, if you're calculating your required sales in number of units, your formula will be fixed cost upon required profit divided by contribution per unit. Fixed cost plus required profit divided by contribution per unit. If you're calculating in value, your formula will be fixed cost plus required profit divided by PV ratio. Fixed cost plus required profit divided by PV ratio. Okay, this is all your formula. I know you guys won't be remembering in one shot only. We will be slowly, we will discuss, we will revise, we will try our best for all the formulas. Okay, don't worry. This is just a demo session. As per that, I have tried my best to explain. Okay, chalo. Now we will be solving some of your sums related to marginal costing only. Just give me a minute to find out a proper sum. Just give me a minute. One minute, guys. I have one good example over here. This is this is what will help you to find out each and everything. See, this is your this thing question. What they are trying to ask you, from the following particulars, calculate first your contribution, then your PV ratio, then your break-even point of sales, then your margin of safety. Okay. We will add one more thing, that is sales if profit is rupees. Give me a minute. 660. Profit of rupees 50,000. So we need to calculate five things. Five formulas will be used over here. First, contribution. Second, PV ratio. Third, break even. Fourth, margin of safety. And fifth is required sales. So if you want to earn a profit of 80,000, how much sales I have to do? Okay. So very first, you have to check with all more details they have given. See, you know about what all things they ask you to calculate. Now understand what details also they have given to you. So they have given you the number of units. Okay. Number of units is 10,000. Okay. So selling price is 20 rupees per unit. Variable cost is 14 rupees per unit. And your total fixed cost is at 20,000. Okay. And unit sold is 10,000. Now using this every time, students, every time whenever you're starting with your this, I can say your marginal costing, you should start with your statement. Very first, you have to make your properly your statement of marginal cost. Okay. So in statement, we have details in total as well as in per unit. So we need to prepare three columns. Three columns. plus total value per unit. Okay. Chalo, we will start with your cells. From cells, we will be reducing your variable cost. Then we will get your contribution. Then we will deduct your fixed cost. Okay. Then profit will be your answer. Here I will be writing your profit. Okay. Chalo. Now here we also need to mention your number of units. So units is 10,000. So 10,000 and okay. Sure. Done. Now what we will do first, we will write your per unit details. Okay. So per unit में they have given your selling price 20, your variable cost 14. So यहाँ पे मैं लिख देता हूँ sales 20, variable cost 14, and then your contribution 6 rupees. Okay. This is done. Now 10,000 into 20 we will do. We will be getting your 2 lakh as your sales. 10,000 into 14 we will do. We will be getting 1,40,000 as your variable cost. 1,40,000. And 2 lakh minus 1,40,000, 60,000 will be my contribution. 60,000 will be my contribution. And what is my fixed cost? Fixed cost is 20,000. So here I will be writing 20,000 as your fixed cost. Okay. So what is your profit? So your profit will be 40,40,000. I hope everyone is clear with your statement. Okay. एक बार स्टेटमेंट हो गया ना, मतलब यू कैन इजिली सॉल्व योर सम, आराम से आप लोगों का सॉल्व हो जाए. ठीक है. चलो. So from here I'm just writing as your calculation of ratios. Okay. So first they ask us to calculate contribution. What was the formula for contribution? Sales minus variable cost. Okay. So what is your sales here? Sales है आप लोगों का 2 lakh, variable cost है 1,40,000. So 2 lakh minus 1,40,000 we will do. So your contribution will be 60,000. Okay. ये हो गया. Now second is here, they ask you to calculate PV ratio, that is profit volume ratio. So I will be writing your formula, profit volume ratio. Formula for this, contribution upon sales. Contribution upon sales into 100. Contribution upon sales into 100. Okay. Now what is your contribution? Your contribution we have calculated just a minute. 60,000 and your sales is 2 lakh. Correct, no? So 60,000 divided by 2 lakh. Into 100. Okay. चलो ये करके देखो कितना आ रहा है. 60,000 divided by 2 lakh into 100. So this will be your 30%. Okay. So your PV ratio is 30%. Correct. 30%. Then third, we will be calculating your break-even point of sales. Okay. Now they have given, they ask you to calculate break-even point of sales, but they have not mentioned that whether you have to calculate your break-even point of sales in units or in value. So we need to understand whether we can calculate in units or value or in both. So here for calculating in units, no, you should have a details related to contribution per unit. Correct, no? So you can check you have detail of contribution per unit. Answer is yes, sir. I have detail of contribution per unit. Second, if you are calculating in value, you should have detail of PV ratio. You should have detail of PV ratio. So do you have details of PV ratio? Yes, sir. Just now I've calculated my PV ratio. It means I can calculate my break-even point of sales in both the variant, that is in units as well as in value. Okay. So break-even point of sales. Now if I'm calculating in units, formula will be fixed cost upon contribution per unit. Fixed cost upon contribution per unit. Okay. So what was your fixed cost here? 20,000 is your fixed cost. What is your contribution per unit? 6 rupees. So 20,000 divided by 6 if you're doing, your value will be, check karo, I think it will be in your points. Point. 20,000 divided by 6. 3,333. Okay. So 3,333. Okay. This is your units. Now in value, if I'm calculating, formula will be fixed cost upon PV ratio. Fixed cost upon PV ratio. What is your fixed cost? 20,000. And what is your PV ratio? PV ratio is 30%. 20,000 divided by 30%. That comes to something in points only, I guess. 66,667. So 66,667. ये हो गया आप लोगों का break even. Okay. Then next you will be calculating your margin of safety. Okay. Formula for margin of safety, again, margin of safety you can calculate in both variant, that is in units as well as in value. Okay. So for calculating in units, formula will be profit upon contribution per unit. Okay. So what is your profit? Profit is 40,000. Contribution per unit is 6. 40,000 upon 6. $6,667 units. Okay, that is your units of margin of safety. Same way we can calculate your value also. Formula for that, profit upon PV ratio. Okay, so profit is your 40,000. PV ratio is 30%. So 40,000 upon 30%. 1,33,333. Okay, this is your margin of safety. Okay, chalo. The last formula they ask to calculate sales if they want to earn a profit of rupees 80. So you can see they have given profit in total value, that is in value. So we will also calculate sales in value only. If they would have given your profit in per unit, no, we would have calculated sales also on per unit only. But here they have given in your total. So in that is in value. So we will calculate in value. Okay? Chalo. So here formula I will be using. Fifth one. Required sales equals to fixed cost plus profit, required profit upon PV ratio. Okay. So formula, fixed cost will be I can say 20,000 is fixed cost, and how much profit you required? 80,000. So 20,000 plus 80,000 divided by PV ratio, that is your 30%. Okay. So 20 plus 80 comes to 1 lakh. 1 lakh divided by 30%. Okay. So answer will be 3,33,333. 3,33,333. All clear? So this much sales you have to do if you want to earn a minimum profit of rupees 80,000. So this was your marginal cost sum. Anyone wants to ask any doubt related to this sum or anything related to marginal cost or any topic, anything related to topic whatever we have studied today? किसी को कुछ डाउट पूछना है? ठीक है. So I can assume you all are clear. ठीक है. So I can assume you guys are completely clear with this topic, whatever we have studied for today. Okay. Now 2 more days, guys. That is Friday and Saturday. Then Sunday probably I